What's good, YouTube, man? We back with a whole nother video, bro. So without further ado, we gonna get straight into it. Hey, I don't know if this is supposed to be like a little scary game or something, but fake detective. You know what I'm saying? Fake detective. So, with that being said, if that interests you, register. Dealer. Hold on now. What the deal is? Am I recording?
上野動物園にジャイアントパンダの新しい飼育施
昨日
設が
午前3時ごろ、東名高速道路上り線にて大型トレーラーの保健所で1医療機関あたり10人のインフルエンザ感染者を確認しました。
東京都港区のマンションに住む女性から
大規模な火災が発生しました。で出火から
大晦日から新年のカウントダウンイベントなど多くの人が集まりました。
インフルエンザウイルスで死亡者を確認しました。
東京都内でのインフルエンザ流行が止まり
猛威を振るうインフルエンザでさらなる犠牲者です。
インフルエンザによる死亡者は15名となりました。
Look at the little mini.
Widespread outbreak of influenza in Japan continues. But is this actually influenza? Existing anti-influenza drugs are not as effective as hoped, and the mortality rate appears to be much higher than previous influenza outbreaks. Some analysts suggest that Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare may be hiding.
猛威を振るうインフルエンザが新型のウイルスであることが分かりました。
Little beat going on. They're probably full of that little copper.
日本政府は緊急事態宣言の発令と東京都の封鎖を決定しました。
ロックダウンを実行することに決定しました。またこれ以上感染をさせないためにもご協力のほど
Brennan passed off to speaking. Brett said, Okay, so we 2023 with it. Post that vid, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I gotta read. The new unknown virus outbreak that began in Tokyo in December 2019 quickly spread across the country with a fatality rate of 40%, even higher than that of the Ebola, hemorrhagic fever. International travel was restricted, and as the area with the most cases, all major roads in Tokyo were sealed off. The capital had been placed under total lockdown. Without effective treatment, the virus spread from the general populace to healthcare workers, the police, the self-defense force, and finally, it reached the very heart of the nation. Major government officials such as the former Prime Minister, Chief Cabinet Secretary, and Minister of Health, Labor, and Welfare became infected one after another and succumbed to the virus. By then, the country's death toll had exceeded 200,000. The new government was hastily established during this state of high alert. And Guy Lee, and a former infectious disease specialist who discovered the cure for the new virus and saved many lives, was appointed as the new prime minister. All he had to do was come out with the vaccine, and now he running it. The new prime minister put many policies for controlling the spread of the virus and preserving the economy into effect, all of which were a great success. The number of infections noticeably decreased, and eventually the pandemic that wrought havoc on the country came to an end. Now we in there. However, the world still had changed. I hadn't washed my thermos in 3 days, and no matter how small those changes can be seen everywhere we look, I ain't been at the house. What's the point? I don't know anymore. PlayStation Chronicle Light. Shinjuku, Tokyo. They must be on a typewriter or something. God, we can get to it. 7 o'clock in the morning. Middle-aged man. What? Hey, hard at work. I see this middle-aged man I got. Hold on. Oh, Inspector Matora, sir. Inspector Matora, sir. He look like he's this one of a stink. It sure is a strong smell, but it's not just the burning flesh. There's something else too. It kind of smells like dry grass or old oil. It's so strong I feel like I'm going to throw up. Whoa, Kayara, don't do that in front of the victim. Oh, I don't even know who I am no more. Sorry, sir. Well, it's okay. It's just part of the victim, but still. How can a person even be burned up like this? Who knows? This underground parking lot is pretty old, but there should still be some security cameras that record on videotapes. It'd be nice if they caught something, but I won't hold my breath. Top Flight Detective, signing out. Alright, is it that pharmaceutical company that developed the cure for the pandemic? And I think the doctor from one of their hospitals is who, son? Excuse me. Excuse me. Coming through. A dignified woman. Hold on. Huh? I do not need a man. Whoa. Well, I'm not getting back in the kitchen, but he looks just like my cooking. I don't gaslight, but despite how severely he was burned, I probably did tell him that he's just a friend, and it left him slightly charged, which is interesting. I'm going to simp. What business does some from the kitchen have here? What kitchen? What kitchen? I came straight from the kitchen, over by the refrigerator, behind the Public Security Intelligence Agency under the Ministry of Justice. The Public Security Investigation Agency? I'd like to know, as someone who left the ketchup bottle on the table, be here of all places and not making my ham sandwich. Isn't it natural to visit the scene for cases of interest? As you can see, someone just got burned to death. You won't find any of your terrorist or organized crime groups here. Or are you investigating the police in secret? I'm aware that your mastermind behind the incident 5 years ago had contacts in the police department. Same with how that harmed trust in the police and all the demotions that happened due to the public backlash. Oh, I heard some psychic cult. Is that psychic or psycho? Psychic. Was planning a terrorist attack, or it's certainly no laughing matter when your trusted colleagues turn out to be believers in some criminal cult. But you know what, the ministry's no different, don't you? I hear rumors that they've got believers in there too. What am I trying to say is that if we don't know who we can trust, we'll never stop doubting each other. I find it funny how is that any of your... Just tell me. What? It was the janitor. Aro Shutta, age 68. He arrived at the Sunoco building at 6 a.m. for work as usual and started cleaning. While heading downstairs to throw out garbage, he noticed smoke and a strange smell, then found the body. Though we say body, but by the time Aro Shutta found the victim, only his feet. His Jordans were still on his feet. That's all that was left. Sounds like a case of SHC. SHA what? When we get to the game is my question. Golly, I'm reading y'all a good night story. One evening in July 1951 in the town of St. Petersburg, Florida, in the United States, Richard Reeser went to visit his 67-year-old mother, Mary Reeser. He thought he would see his mother reading the books like as usual, but he was instead greeted by an unbelievable sight. Granny takes on 5 BBCs. All that was left of her was a foot still wearing a slipper, and a few other bones. There was hardly any trace of her left. The cause of death was being burned at the temperature higher than 1200 degrees Celsius, which is above even that in the crematoriums. What's odd was that the fire didn't spread through the building where the body was found. Since then, similar incidents have been observed throughout the world. November 1964, Pennsylvania. March 1986 in New York. Oh, this the woman. January 1988 in Southampton, England. It said that there has been over 200 cases to date. In each of these cases, the sources of the fire was unknown. Only the victim's body was burned, and that often only the feet was left, while the rest of the body was reduced to ashes. Since the truth was never made clear, these kinds of cases earned themselves a name. Spontaneous human combustion. A phenomenon where the human body spontaneously catches on fire. When do we get to the game, bro? Is that some kind of cursed or occult thing? No, at least I don't think so. Even if we can't make sense of this case with the knowledge we have, there has to be a reason behind it. A living, breathing person had to have caused it. That's what I believe. Even if it is due to something paranormal. So you still chasing after him, even though I told you to get back in the kitchen? Chasing after what? I've only heard rumors, but apparently some psychic cult had been kidnapping people and experimenting on them to drive their psychic power and the plot to take over society. I don't know if the part about psychic powers is true, but I get it. But it got out that people had died due to their experiments. The cult was disbanded, but the truth about their experiments and the existence of psychics is still a mystery. Do you think the cult's experiments were successful? Wait, are you seriously asking that? There is no way something as ridiculous as psychics would... Idiot! Have we ever even worked on a single case that hasn't been ridiculous? And besides, the crimes are crimes specifically because they're abnormal. Looking into unsolvable cases is what I live for. There's no other reason. Sorry for stepping on your toes, but I can't go back to my kitchen without solving this case. Kojima, don't push yourself too hard. You don't have to pursue the truth on your own. I know, but you did get one thing wrong. It's not just me who's chasing the truth. We all are. Boss battle. Alright, bro. We playing the trial version, but it was so much reading. I think I'm like 20 minutes in on just reading. I hope y'all like them voices, bro. I ain't even gonna count. 1 month later. Bro. If I got a reason, bro, they should have just made this a show. Shinjuku, Tokyo. Shinjuku Center, Central Park. 5 p.m. Yeah, how it went. Now, when I told them to subscribe to my OnlyFans, the investigation got closed to a week. Spontaneous human conveyance. Even though it ain't got nothing to do with my OnlyFans, I just figured I might as well try to promote that. You mean the guy reading these words? Did they subscribe yet? Probably not. They told the news and the victim family that they continue to investigate the case, but the case was actually thrown out. So they probably didn't even subscribe. They're getting rid of the evidence and the reports. Ain't we talking about subscribe? We getting to that. Apparently, it's due to pressure from some government officials pressuring them to subscribe to Lord Vader. The government and police have been more cautious about storing files and evidence ever since the Psychic cult case. Apparently, they always subscribe to Lord Vader and spontaneously combust. They don't know if someone might try tampering with them, so all they can do is now hold on to them. You mean they think destroying them is better than keeping a redacted document? That's about right. But I doubt that's the only reason. You think someone's behind this? There's some chill of music. Nobody from the ministry or police should know that they're working behind the scenes. That's why we've been avoiding direct contact, only using information brokers to deliver case files, and using code names to hide our identities while communicating online. It's hard to believe that someone would destroy documents just to interfere with our investigation. It's crazy that I ain't seen the investigation yet, but I think there has to be another reason. You mean that maybe someone wants this case buried as soon as possible? You got it. We'll need to investigate the case ourselves. That's the only way to find out the truth. Let's get to it. Here's the OnlyFans account and the autopsy report. Thank you. He was burned at over 1,000 degrees Celsius with only the feet left behind, and they were stinking. I saw the crime scene with my own eyes. Everything above the ankles was burned to ash, even the bones. And despite the high temperature of the fire, it didn't spread to the rest of the building. That doesn't sound like an ordinary case. Exactly. Because it's not. Any other physical evidence? There's footage from the building security cameras, the victims' belongings, and testimonies from those involved. There might be something in the security camera footage. I'll send the files to you with the usual method. Thanks. Timona, you had 1 week. Alright. Bet that up, bro. Wise hell for life. I'm heading back to the office. My partner's waiting. How they doing? Same as usual. They probably taking a nap. Blowing Big Tree got that pistol on. Ha ha ha, I bet. Let me know if you figure anything out. In case I gotta make the police work a little harder. I will. Appreciate that. You know, shot it low. Pull up on me. Pull out the mistletoe.
私を捕まえることなどできない。
You telling me I could read this all day?
山野井は異能教団なる団体を組織し、非人道的、反社会的な活動をしていた形跡があります。
この資料があれば、教団が何を計画していたかだけじゃなく、警察と教団の癒着も証明できるだろう。あと少しで世界は浄化された。進化した人類によって世界は生まれ変わるはずだ。探偵として調査している事件を放り出すことは俺のポリシーに反する。
私は秋葉と言います。
なんてことをしてくれたんだ。
ようこそ岩井探偵事務所へ。
Somewhere in Tokyo, 10 p.m. Are you alright? You were making noises in your sleep. You look like you had a bad dream. Was someone chasing you in it? Only a few people should know that we're hiding out here. It's been almost 4 years since we started investigating unsolved cases. There have to be some clues that will lead us to the people we're after. Until we uncover them, we will never give up the fight. Somebody banging on the door. Who that is? Look like the case files I've requested have arrived. You got people coming to my house and they ain't said nothing about it. Right on time. Information brokers sure are good at their jobs. Alright. There we go. Now we in the game. Appreciate that. Oh, they talking, bro. Victim information package obtained. Okay. Maps of the crime scene surrounding the area obtained. Set of crime, photos, articles about pharmaceuticals declared. Set of camera videos of the building and crime took place obtained. Testimonies from victims, colleagues, acquaintances obtained. Newspaper articles on the incident obtained. Ah yes, I forgot that I had received this. Back to the talking. Victims autopsy report obtained. Golly, more reading. Burnt corpse found in the... I guess we just... I can't read that fast now. Evidence of being burned in 1,000 degrees, spontaneous human combustion. Experts about. I tried. Okay. Translate that to English for me. Let's start by checking the files for the first unsolved case. We can pin all the evidence to the wall to get the full picture. I bet. Evidence and other information for cases is displayed on the evidence board. Any connections will be found shown in red thread. Move cursor, open related files. You will all display what you should look into next. Check the evidence board. This case involves burned remains of a pharmaceutical company employee being found in his office's basement. Body discovered. The aforementioned company and scene of the crime is called Sanuku Pharmaceuticals. Its history can be traced back to the Meha era. The company appears to have experienced growth through diversified management at hospitals and health insurance in addition to drugs development. Gichi Karaki. The victim's name, Mr. Gichi Karaki, 45 years old. He belonged to the Drug Administration Department of Sanoku Pharmaceuticals. Drug Administration Department. So he was an administrator of drugs. On the day of the incident, his colleagues testified that he arrived at the office and worked as usual. The janitor who went to throw out the garbage in the basement noticed the smell of burning meat. When he looked around, he found the victim, who had been burned to ashes, leaving only his feet. Jay is still on. As for how the remains could be identified as Mr. Karaki, how would you identify? You identified him by his toes. A wallet containing his employee ID card was found at the scene, and the DNA of the feet were matched with that of the victim. Okay, so look at bro, and burnt him down to socks. According to the autopsy report, the basement did rise in temperature during the incident, but the only possible source of fire would have been the victim's lighter. That shouldn't have been enough to burn his body to nothing. You right about that. Okay. His colleagues testified that he wasn't in any conflict with anyone, so the police doubt foul play. Let's check if the police miss anything in the autopsy report or testimonies later. This map shows the area around Sunoco Pharmaceuticals building, which was the scene of the crime. We can reference it while tracking the victim's movement for the day. Since the police found the case too difficult to solve, I heard they were going to rule it as an accident. Was it really an accident, or is there something the police are overlooking? We have to get to the bottom of this case ourselves. You're right. What was the source of the fire? First, we'll figure out what caused the victim to be burned so badly. What could have been the source of the fire? Let's check the security camera footage from the time of the incident and the photos of the scene taken by forensics immediately after. Perhaps they'll show something that could have possibly caused the fire. Okay, I'll read. Desk. Okay. Pause. Rewind, fast forward. This equipment for analyzing footage, photos, and other media we've obtained. You can use it to fast forward, rewind, pause, and even check footage frame by frame. It can also zoom in on any parts of the images that you want to look at in detail. All this reading, I don't know what. Let's start with the security camera footage from the incident. Put the tape labeled Sunoco Pharmaceuticals Building B2 security camera into the deck and watch it. B2. I bet. We got the VCR playing. Bro just walking, don't even know he finna catch on fire. I wonder where he went. According to the blueprints, that's the way to the garbage room. Well, I can't move the camera. He got something in the bag. He's standing in the shadow of their pillar, so we can't see what he's doing. Look like he pulled out a cigarette. This must be when he pulled out that cigarette lighter. Then he just combusts. And they playing this soft little jazz in my ear while this man burning. Why didn't the sprinkler system go off? All this smoke looked like the sprinklers would have went off. I mean, they normally have sprinkler systems in parking garages. Let's try checking the other photos of the crime scene next. Okay, you can analyze the photo and using specialized equipment. Select points of interest with your cursor to take a screenshot. Move cursor, take screenshot, zoom in, zoom out. I scanned the photos we just put on the evidence board and saved them to the PC. If we perform a thorough check with image analysis, we should be able to find some clues. We should start with the photo of the place where the victim's remains were found. Full screen. Okay. Okay. Alright. secret website on the internet for those working on the investigation. You can upload digitized physical evidence and maps, as well as exchange information via bulletin boards and voice chat. You can gain information from your colleagues by posting physical evidence in a bulletin board thread. However, don't expect to get any information if you post in an unrelated thread. If you click the icon at the top left of the screen, you will be automatically logged onto the website. I hope we got a VPN. This is the dark pit, our own hidden corner of the internet. Everyone on this site has the same goal that we do. They help us find the truth behind the cases using their specialized knowledge and skills. Just in case, you should never reveal your identity when using the dark pit. We decided to use code names with each other, remember? The creator of the image analysis program in the dark pit is the mechanic. The bartender is knowledgeable about medicine and pharmaceutical odds, specialized in the occult. You're the dealer, and I'm the manager. Yes, there's one more. The middleman who provides us with the police case files and delivers our findings to investigators. Junket. If we all put our heads together, I'm sure we can solve this case. I just know it. Alright, let's put the picture you just took on the bulletin board and ask everyone it looks like the source of the fire. They're gonna be like, no, they don't look. Oh, it's in screenshot. Cases have decreased in recent years, but there are still accidents every year due to improperly extinguished lighters, considering that it's likely the lighter was the cause of the fire. Sounds like the lighter was most likely the cause of the fire. We'll put that on the evidence board as our hypothesis. Lighter. But that still leaves the question of how the victim bodies could have been burned this badly. There has to be a reason behind this. What caused the temperature to raise? They took that down for it. The photos might show us something that could give us an explanation. We should check the other crime scene photos and not just the ones of the body. You never know where you'll find clues after all. Let's put the white bottle up there. Did someone else bring it there, or could it have been the victim himself? If he liked to drink and he smelled like alcohol in the office, but they never seen him drink, it's possible he went down to the basement to make him a drink. Somebody switched it out with something totally different, maybe gasoline. But still, he would have ran if he was catching on fire, bro. The case files, that information should include a videotape labeled Sunoco Pharmaceuticals front entrance security camera. Let's check it for anything suspicious. Put it on D2. You want it on D1. Okay, how she know that was him and not the other guy? Bro walked right into the street. could have had something to do with the case. So perhaps it was the victim himself who brought the cause of the high temperature to the scene. No, it's possible that the bag contained something unrelated to the case. It took about 15 minutes for the victim to return, which means 7 to 8 minutes each way. Where could he go within that time? We'll have to retrace the victim's footsteps before the incident. What route did the victim take? We'll have to check the footage from the nearby security cameras. Let's discuss this with our colleagues using the bulletin board. The victim didn't leave a trail when returning to the office from point A. Out of the two possible routes, which did he take? Looks like you've run into a problem. In our current surveillance society, there are tons of security cameras installed around town, parking lots, shops, private property, you name it. You can narrow down which ones to check if you know what you're looking for. Of course, we can't hack any of that aren't connected to a network. But that also means that as long as it is on a network, we can hack it. This called one of my special skills. You want to know where the victim went, right? In that case, if we get the footage of the fork and each possible route, we can probably figure out which way he went. There's one security camera on the corner of point A. Looks like it has footage of the victim. I'll hack into it and send you the data. Put it on too. So he should be coming down the street, right? I believe that's him coming there. Yep. The victim turned left. We should be able to figure out where the victim went. I hacked them now and send you the videos. Take a look. It's safe to say he didn't come this way. There we go. There's the victim. It looks like this was the right direction. It looks like the victim turned right from point B. The road splits into 3 points at C. If we follow the footage from the nearby security camera, we should be able to figure out which way the victim went. We really want one. This one right here. He bumped into a family. What happened after he did that? They was like, alright, my bad, bro. There you go. He gonna go to the liquor store, bro. Put it on 2. Go back to 1. After it analyzed. Go back to 1. Which one is the liquor store? Coffee, pharmacy. The lady did say he was sick a lot, so we'll check pharmacy first. Put it on D2 because that one was useless. .2006, he still hadn't been that corner yet. So we got right. He has 7 to 8 minutes to come in. Anything past 8, he ain't coming in here. And bingo. I told you, man. I'm real like Batman right now. He goes to the back. He goes to the back and comes back with a bag. He don't even talk to the lady at the desk. What did you do in there? He came back with that's the white bottle. That's the white bottle that was in the basement. I really got it in screenshots, but he went to the drugstore and got a bottle of ethanol. We need more. We do need more information. Ethanol is also known as ethyl alcohol. Its chemical formula is C2H6O. It's volatile, colorless, and transparent liquid. It qualifies as a hazardous material under the Fire Service Act and ignites about 13 degrees Celsius with flames reaching about 1700 degrees Celsius. I should have an article about ethanol. I'll send it to you. I don't think it'll be hot enough to burn that man alive, though. Volatile colorless, 3 types base, 99.5 ethanol, disinfectant ethanol. Disinfectant ethanol is used to disinfect viruses such as novel diseases, while anhydrous ethanol is used for cleaning. Ethanol is present in alcoholic beverages. However, the consumption of disinfectant ethanol may result in symptoms of respiratory failure and shock. The severity of any poisoning symptoms is proportional to the concentration of ethanol in the blood. Okay. Sounds like ethanol alone won't produce high temperatures, but it can be considered a catalyst. Now the question is, why would the victim buy ethanol? So far, our investigation hasn't uncovered the reason why the victim bought the ethanol. Alright, I think we should ask him for a second option. Door. I'm going to Fuchu prison. That's where my old mentor is. We were never short of cases as member of the Outweek Detective Agency. But my mentor ended up getting arrested. His deductive abilities are still top tier though. So I think he can help us out here. So let's go. Thank you for playing Tokyo's Psychodemic. So far, it was a cool little game, man. Would I play it? I like the detective thing, but I don't know. Y'all really have to be the deciders of that. Cause I ain't got no. It's a lot of reading, but I ain't got no problem playing it. Yeah, man. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Be blessed. I'm out.